Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Zohar connection class. This Torah portion is Vayera, is appearing in the meaning of appearing. In the Torah portion, God appears to Abraham. That's the name of the portion. The Zohar classes is on a weekly basis. We follow the weekly portion of the Torah. Every portion of the Torah is a universal energy, a code, a direction, understanding, a wisdom that's supposed to help us for that week. And with the help of the Zohar, we're going to decode, we're going to understand that portion of the Torah. This portion is a famous portion of Abraham, that the three angels, the God appeared to him. He got through some experiences, nisyonot, some challenges, and in the end of the portion is the famous story of the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. In this portion he has his son. Very juicy, very interesting stories. A lot of wisdom and information. We're going to try to concentrate on a few of them. We are going to say the Torah story, how the Torah starts. It starts with Abraham after he circumcised himself. We all know the story. On the third day, he's sitting at the entrance of his tent, the hottest day of the year. And he sees three angels walking by, even though he was in a lot of pain. He was 99 years old. It was the hottest day of the time that we know in the Torah, but he still go out of himself, and he welcomed these guests, and as he's a chariot of chesed, kindness, he take care of them to the max. This is the story. And then the three angels bring him three newses. One of them that is going to have a child, the other one bring him healing, and the third one is on the way to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, this evil, negative place. And then he has some wars with some other kings. He let go of Hagar and Ishmael. And then in the end, again, the story of the binding of Isaac. Last year we spoke about it. Again, I look at my note from last year. It was wonderful for last year. This year we're in a totally different level. It's a new year, new understanding. We want to go deeper into understanding how we can improve our life. The stories are wonderful, but there is a deep secret within these stories. The first point is that the Torah starts that God appeared into Abraham, and it looks like Abraham doesn't notice God, and he noticed these three other angels. So the first question is, how come you don't react, you don't look, or you don't communicate with the Creator and you talk to the angels? The Torah is amazing, is like a continuation of wisdom. Last week we learned that Abraham, he controlled his nature. Whoever listened to the class last week, he learned how to control his nature, control his zodiac sign, control this animal within, control the negative thoughts, speak, and negative action. And he became this channel of total kindness. And then in the end of the portion, the Creator tells him, circumcise yourself. And then after you circumcise, right in this portion, God appeared to him, and angels appeared to him. So it's telling us that there is a process that we have to go through in order for us to see angels, communicate with angels, use angels, become an angel, and also to see God, to see the Creator. What does it mean to see the Creator? What does it mean to see angels in our life? It means to have clarity. It means to see the truth. Having a clarity and knowing the truth is a great advantage in our life. Having a clarity is a foundation for my future, is foundation for my life. I know my purpose. I know what I'm doing here. What is my goals? What is my responsibilities? That's in a personal level. Having clarity and knowing the truth, it can save my family and friends. I can, see their future. I can see their presence. I can be a good advisor. In a bigger picture, I can help my community. I can help my city. I can help my neighborhood. And in a bigger picture, we can help our country and help the whole world. So having a clarity and knowing the emet, knowing the truth, it's a very valuable treasure. I know what is my purpose, I know what's the decision to make, what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do for me and others. We're going to learn more about this subject. So the purpose of this class is, how do I find balance and harmony in my life? And balance and harmony is true clarity and knowing the truth. You cannot build on a lie. You cannot build on sheker. How long is it going to last? So, having the clarity to see the truth. The whole purpose of talking about the Creator appearing to us, it's like the reward. Going through the cleansing, going through the purification, controlling your nature, get rid of whatever is bad in us, what's evil in us. I know circumcision, Brit Milah sounds, it's only for 8 days old boys, but no. In Kabbalah we have circumcision, like for the 8 days boy. We also have a circumcision of the heart. Cut away what's bad within us. They call it in Hebrew orla. And also Brit Milah in Hebrew also means, Milah means words, means to cut away what's bad in my tongue, my speech. So Brit Milah has 3 aspects. Is what we practice with the boys. It's also with our heart, to cut away what's bad in me, what's evil in me. And also cut away my evil speech. So Avraham go through all this process of cleansing, purification, controlling his nature, and the reward was that, wow, God appeared to him, and angels appeared to him. But as we started the class, we said God appeared to him, that's how the Torah starts, but it looks like, Avraham is not aware, he is not seeing God. He's not aware of the Creator. He sees the angels. But in the end of the Torah, after the Akedah, after the binding of the Isaac, the Torah says that God, now he saw the Creator. Now he recognized the Creator. So it looks like there is a different levels of clarity. There is a different levels of seeing the truth. First, we cleanse ourselves, we control the nature, we master the zodiac sign, we get rid of what's bad in me, what we bring from the old country. Then we circumcise our heart, our tongue, and then the angels appear to us. And then after the process, in the end of the portion, he can also see the Creator. So he done something that he could see the angels now. And what did it have to do in our life? Are we in the 10 minutes or not yet?
About half a minute left.
So we're gonna. So with the rest of the class, we're gonna talk about angels and see what we know, what we can learn about angels, and then what does it take to see the Creator, like the end of the portion. And but again, it's all coming down. We don't want to talk metaphysical, we don't want to talk stories, we want to bring it to our life. The purpose of this class is to bring balance and harmony through clarity and seeing the truth. So we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook viewer. They can follow the class on eretz-cultural-center.org. So, angels. What are angels? I mean, I'm asking you guys, do you have any opinion? I mean, what are angels? I mean, there are a lot of stories, there's a lot of pictures, they're in a higher level than us, but in our everyday lives, do we have any idea who are angels or what are angels? Any ideas?
Yes.
God's assistant.
God assistant.
Messenger of God.
Messenger of God. My purpose in these classes is to bring it down to our life. I want you guys to go home with this treasure. Whatever you said is truth, but I want you guys to experience it in your life. So, the Zohar explained in a very beautiful way, but I'm not going to hold you guys, from the answer. In our life, you are the angels. Every individual of you guys. Homa Jun, Amir Jun, Nilufar, Homa, all of you guys. You guys are the angels. And how and why? The story of the Torah says that Abraham, 99 years old, in the hottest day of the planet experience, he just circumcised himself on the third day, the most painful day. He saw 3 people walking in the desert. He jumped out, he gave them food, he washed their legs. And the Zohar says it was not him. It was the 248 bone segments in his body and the 365 nerve section in his body jumped out and helped these people. Like you said, the angels of the messengers of God, they don't ask questions, they don't make any decisions. Angels, they don't choose and pick. They're just bring down the Creator's will to humanity. The Zohar says the angels have straight legs. Their legs take them where the Creator tells them what to do, where to go. They don't make their own decisions where to go, what to do. So Abraham, at this age, he says it was not him that jumped out and helped these people. It's his bones, it's his nerve system. He totally changed his nature from a human to an angel. So he could jump out in the hottest day, in the most painful day, and to serve other people. What does that mean? He cleansed himself so much. He get rid of his negative nature. He said, enough to my bad characters, enough to my evil side, to my negativity, to my lashon hara, to my controlling, to my judging, to my hating, to my anger. He get rid of all those negative aspects to the point that his body become an angel. He was not making a choice, do I help this guy, or do I give money to this person, or do I go out of my comfort zone? So we are still in a level of choosing and picking. We choose who to help. We choose who to be nice. We choose when to be available. But what is the angel? Like you said, they're messenger. They do their job, no question asked. So if we learn how to don't see bad anymore, don't see negativity anymore, our body, our conscious is going to come to the point, to the level of angels, that we jump out helping others. We jump out, being there for people. We don't choose and pick anymore. It's not have to do with my pain. It doesn't have to do if I have the time. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter who you are, where are you from, what old you are, what is your age. It doesn't matter what's your background. It doesn't matter if I like you, if I don't like you. So to reach the level of angel is like your body jumped out to help the needy, to do what's necessary. I'm here in the Kenisa. They ask me to volunteer, to do some job. No question asked. If I reach that level of angel, I jump and I do it. So, we are students of Kabbalah for many years. We learn to be nice, kind, loving, caring, go out of comfort zone. But I don't want to judge anybody, we still pick and choose. But to be an angel is, you don't choose. There is an opportunity, you do it, no question asked. And when you act like an angel, then you can speak to angels, you can talk to angels, you can communicate with angels. Two similar things, two similar bodies that get attracted to each other. If I have a Chinese partner but I don't speak Chinese, how are we going to communicate? We definitely need those higher level angels, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel in our life. But as long as we are not acting like angels, there is no way to contact them. There's no way to communicate with them. There is a Zohar section. We're not going to read it, I'm just going to reference to it. Book number 3, page number 273. If you have time, maybe we're going to read it. The Zohar talks about, it's a beautiful section. If you are new to spirituality and you ask, come on, angels, what's angels? Where are angels? I don't see any angels. Show it to me, prove it to me. So the Zohar is talking about the rainbow. He says the rainbow we only see 7 colors of the rainbow. But we know there are many other colors that our eyes cannot see. There are many different rays that we cannot see. We cannot see the X-ray, we cannot see the gamma ray, we cannot see ultraviolet rays, we cannot see what the rays that the CAT scan machine creates. So the Zohar says there is a physical light that if you break it, if you open it up, you can see all the colors. We are in the school, remember we run a light through the small glass of pyramids and we saw many different colors. He says if you run through the physical light, you can see 7 colors, but there are many more colors that we don't see. That finally the science is catching up and they find the X-ray, gamma ray, and it's benefit our life. X-ray can heal people and all those rays, we are using it for our benefit. The same thing with the light of the Creator. If the light of the Creator, you open it up, it's a metaphysical light. If you open it up, there are certain colors or things that we can see, and there are certain colors that are not revealed to us, the same way like the rainbow. So the Creator, if you open up its light, you can see humans, you can see animals, you see vegetables, you see inanimates, you see this beautiful planet, you see this beautiful universe, stars. But also there are a lot of things that are hidden that we don't see. They're hidden from our eyes. They're not revealed to us. And some of them are the angels. And souls and spirits that we don't see. So the Zohar prove it to us in a very beautiful way. The same way that we don't see certain colors, that are hidden from us. The same way we don't see certain facts in this world, that one of them is the angels, that we don't see. They are not revealed to us. So we are talking about angels, and we said that you are the angels. And what is the purpose? Why do I have to act like an angel? We learn from this section of the Torah what angels do. They bring good news, they bring healing, and the angels that they are here to destroy, like the Sodom and Gomorrah, we can interfere, we can talk to them and save the righteous people within the city. As you know, Abraham was arguing with the Creator and with the angel. They said, no, there is 40 tzaddikim in Sodom and Gomorrah, don't destroy this city. So he was going back and forth. But you can talk to an angel only when you act like an angel. So why do we have to act like an angel? First of all, I know we all have this physical body and we all have selfish desires to bring health, happiness, success for ourselves. But like in the Torah says, first of all is to bring healing. To bring healing to the mind and body of other people. I know many of you students, wonderful students, you guys practicing this for many years. To bring healing to other people. If we don't have clarity, if you don't have balance, if you don't have the harmony within you, how can you bring healing for somebody else? And the other aspect of angels is to bring good news. To bring good news. Through the years, through the study of Kabbalah, we learn so much that what's those obstacles in our life? What's those challenges in our life? Only to get better, only to elevate ourselves to the next level. Can you imagine that we all have friends and family that they don't have no clue about Kabbalah, and they look at their challenges as the most difficult experience of their life? So it's our job to bring good news, to introduce them to this wisdom. That the challenges and the obstacles is not dark time, it's not a horrible experience, it's just a way for you to elevate yourself. Just one example. And the other aspect of why we have to act like angels is like Sodom and Gomorrah. There is negative people, there are negative consciousness, there's negative cities, negative families, negative places. And within those negative places, there are also good people, righteous people. But that's the rule of the universe. When there is a decree, when there is a judgment call, like we see it on news once in a while, the good and bad get hurt at the same time. The good and bad get hurt at the same time. So our job as a student of Kabbalah, as angels in job that we have, is to try to save those negative places. Try to save those negative families. Try to save those negative communities. Not only for the purpose of saving the negative people, but for the purpose of saving the positive people within those communities or families. The Zohar talks about it in a very beautiful way. We're going to read about it right now, since we are still talking about the angels. So, one more time, I hear so many stories. We all hear so many stories that there was an accident and somebody got saved, and there was an accident and one person walked away with no scratch, and somebody next to him got hurt. So how does it work? That's another aspect of angels. Every good action, every good deed, every good thought, every good speech creates an angel. If the action, the thought, the speak is positive, you are creating a good angel. If the action, the thought, or the speech is negative, we are creating a negative angels. And we own those angels, the good and the bad. So, in a very natural way, those good angels that we created, they attract goodness, happiness, good circumstances. They're protecting us from negative situations. And those negative angels that we created, they're attracting danger, accidents, misfortune. So, there are, like anything else in Kabbalah, there is many levels in all this wisdom. They call it chips. Each time, each action, each thought, each speech, create a chip, create a credit for us. Either positive credit or negative credit. And those credits can save us in a danger, and the good ones that bring us protection. So we're going to read a section from the Zohar. We're in book number 3, page 424. We're going to read the English part. It says, both wicked and righteous people dwell among us, and their behavioral action have the appropriate effect on the state of the world. Page 424.
Middle of the page.
By mending our own ways and choosing the path of spirituality, we are securely connected by this section to the Creator's attribute of mercy during times of severe judgments.
What number?
We're going to read number page 425, section 369. Don't cross your hands, don't cross your legs. We're going to read this section with this kavanah that we're going to create only good angels for protection for ourselves, and also become the good angel. And become the good angel that we, friends, family, community, neighborhood, co-workers, our city, our world needs to bring good news, to bring healing, and save humanity. So we are in page 425, section 369. Don't cross your legs or hands. Tehachihu orchui. דלאו איה מקטרג, אלא בזמנה דסכנה ובזמנה דצערה, שרי בעלמה, ועד לאי רשו, למסתל ומעבד דינה, אפילו בלא דינה כדבר אחר, ויש נספר בלא משפט, מהו לשטנו? דהבה אמר, או כולהו ישתזפון, או כולהו יתקודון. דהה בשעתה דעת היה רשותה למחבלה לחבלה, lo eshtaziv zaka'a min chayaviyah. This is the way of the Satan, who shows his indictments at the hour of danger, or when the world is in distress. At those times, he is allowed to prosecute and punish, even without justice, as it is written. But sometimes room comes for want of judgment. What is meant by to prosecute him? In other words, what did he accuse him of? He was asking that they all be saved or all be burned. When the angel of destruction is granted permission to destroy, the righteous are in as much danger as the wicked. It says like when there is a judgment, when there is a negative city, when there is a negative place, there is a decree coming down. It doesn't recognize good and bad. It's our job as a Kabbalah student to take away the darkness, take away the ugliness. Be the angel to save that family member, the friend, the community. We're always attracted to the positive, good, nice. No. Like we said at the beginning of the class, angels, they don't choose and pick. You want the higher angels to be your partner, you want to speak to them, You want to use them. And by the way, angels are here to serve us. To serve us. They're the channel of communication between us and the Creator. But if you don't speak their language, if you don't act like them, we're not going to attract them. Let's read about the rainbow. That's a beautiful section. At least read the Aramaic part. You're in book number 3, page 272, section 53. Page 272, section 53 is talking about all the angels. It's mentioned them by the name, by the color. So after today, in English they keep saying that you are my angel. Take those sayings, seriously. It's not by accidents those sayings come out. You are my angel. So let's be the angel that everybody needs, by not choosing and picking. So we're going to read this section that talks about the colors and the rainbow and the name of the angels by mentioning their name. This is the week that is all about angels. By acting like an angel, we're going to attract them to our life. ואלין אינן שלושה אנשים, תלתה גוונים, גוון חיוור, גוון סומק, גוון ירוק. גוון חיוור דה מיכאל, בגין דאיהו סתרה דימינה, גוון סומק דה גבריאל, סתרה דשמאלה, גוון ירוק דה רפאל. והנה אינן תלת גוונים דקשת. קשת is rainbow. דקשת לא את חזאי אלא המהון, ובגין כך וירא אליו גלוי שכינה בתלת גוונים אלים. So we explained that part already. Now we're going to move to the next section of this Torah portion. So don't forget, we said that Abraham didn't see the Creator and he saw only the angels. Now we go through the stories of the Torah, and toward the end, Abraham is being tested 10 times. So, and the last test is with his son, with Isaac. They have to bind his son. Before we get to the story, through all my life, I had a huge problem with this section. The English and the Farsi translation doesn't do justice to the Torah. The word sacrificing his son, there is nowhere in the Torah that word is mentioned, that Abraham was supposed to sacrifice his son. I don't know who picked, because we're coming from Middle East, maybe they were practicing it over there, but nowhere in the Torah, nowhere in the Judaism, they talk about sacrificing his own son. If this is in the Torah, so this is the practice that we have to do? Come on, so this is not the right translation. What the Torah says, the Torah says elevate Isaac. It's used the word olah. If you know the Hebrew, it says take Yitzchak to the mountain, olah, to elevate him. Like in Shabbat, we come to the Torah, it says aliyat Torah, we go up to the Torah. We get elevated consciousness. We get elevated, our mind, our being. So this concept of sacrifice, I won't use it anymore. I don't want you guys to use it anymore. Don't go by the translation of the English and the Hebrew. Such a thing doesn't exist. If you read the Hebrew, Isaac asked his father, "What are we going to the mountain?" And the father says, "Yeah, there is a ram waiting for us to sacrifice." And eventually he is sacrificing the ram. So I hope I was clear enough. This is a wrong misinterpretation. I know our parents, our grandparents told us these stories because they translated to the Farsi, but that's not the language of the Torah. And we're going to learn that what the Torah, what Creator asked Abraham is again to sacrifice the animal within us. Nefesh behemi, nafs
Amalek.
amalek. That's what he want to sacrifice, not his poor son. So Avraham is so wonderful, and he's the chariot of Chesed. He's full of love. He's full of kindness. He's so wonderful. He doesn't have nothing but love. He's the right column. Everything is about him is about love and kindness and mercy. Are we okay?
Yes, Prophet.
So why God is testing him? Why such a difficult life? He had 10 horrible tests. He had to go through the fires. He had to fight with the kings, and his wife couldn't have children. He ended up going with Hagar. He had Ishmael. Then he had to send away his Hagar and his son. Why such a loving, wonderful, good human being have to go through so many tests? And in the other hand, Isaac, which stands for Gevurah, the left column, whoever is a student of Kabbalah, it stands for judgment. And Isaac, you look at the Torah, he had such a good life. They give him his soulmate. The only soulmate that we know in the Torah is Isaac and Rebecca. They give him his soulmate. He didn't have to marry for the second time or third time or fourth time. He didn't go to Egypt. Abraham went to Egypt. Jacob went to Egypt. Everybody went to Egypt. Isaac didn't have to war, to fight with anybody. So it looks like there is a hafuch, there is an opposite. Somebody that's kind, loving, giving, sharing, full of mercy. He has hard life, and somebody is gevurah, is judgment, is left column, is like, being harsh and tough. He had such a good, easy life.
It wasn't that good. He was in Geburah. He was in...
No, but through the stories of the Torah, he didn't have any hardships. He didn't have any hardships. He didn't go to Egypt, no fight with any other kings. They give him his soulmate, in a very easy way. So, we don't want to stick to the story of the Torah. It's just an indication. It's teaching us. Don't forget, we're in the book of Bereshit. This is the book of creation. We are learning about ourselves. We are learning about who we are. This is the foundation for our year. If I don't know myself, how am I going to build and plan my year? So we have the Avraham within us, and we have the Isaac within us. We have the chesed and the kindness and the loving and the caring within us. And we have the judgment, the roughness, the toughness, the decision maker, the hero within us. Don't forget, the name of the class is Balance and Harmony. The only way I can create this harmony and balance in my life is to unite the opposites within me. To unite the Avraham and Yitzchak within me. To give you an example about only kindness doesn't work, you're all parents. I know we all love our children with an unconditional love, but is it going to work? Are you doing a favor to your child if you're going to just give them love? It's not going to work. You have to have boundaries. You have to give a framework. You have sometimes to make a judgment call. You have to teach him a lesson. You have to punish him. After a certain age, you have to kick him out of your house. You cannot have a 4-year-old son in your house. So, what the Torah was teaching us is that only chesed, only kindness doesn't work. Can you have a partner in your life that you're only going to love him 24/7? I love you no matter what you do to me? Can you have a friend that you're only going to love him? we had all the experiences, we get sick of those people. We don't want to be related to somebody that loves you all the time. So the Torah is as a blueprint of the universe, want to teach us that Abraham was wonderful. He is a channel, he's the chariot for goodness, love, and kindness. But it doesn't work. There have to be a balance. There have to be a balance. And in the other side, so when I'm too loving, when I'm too kind, when I'm too nice, there is judgment calls in my life. You know, the children, they rebel against us. But we tell our children, I love you so much, I give you everything you want. But the children say, I'm tired of you. I'm going to rebel against you. So there is a formula in this life that in a certain area, when you act only with love and kindness, like Abraham, we're going to experience gevurot, we're going to experience judgment. That is going to teach us a lesson, that only love doesn't work. In the other hand, Isaac had a very easy life, good life as a gevurah. It's when we act with gevurah, when we act with judgment, when we put our foot down, when we make a decision, the universe shows us love and kindness. So we can learn from that love and kindness how to balance ourselves. You know, a husband and wife, if there is no, we are talking about ourselves. So the purpose is to unite those forces within us, to unite the kindness and judgment within us. That's how we're going to reach harmony and peace and balance. There is certain area that I'm only chesed, only love, so I have to bring gevurah to it. There is certain area that I'm totally gevurah, so I must bring chesed and kindness to it. I have to unite the opposites within me. A good example, husband and wife, if they are totally opposite, they are not going to last. So they have to find the unification. You have to be united. That's why we need takes two, because we constantly correct each other. You're too nice here, you're too judgmental here. So we have to correct each other. How can you have a partner in business that you're totally opposite? How can you have a friend that you're totally opposite? So before we even go toward the outside, within ourselves, we have to bring this unification between chesed and gevurah. Where I'm too nice, where I'm too kind, I have to put limits, I have to put frame, I have to restrict, I have to give a chance to the Creator also to get involved. One of the problems of Abraham is that he was too nice. You know, he was super nice. No room for the Creator. If I were 100% nice, 100% of the time, then you don't have a partner. That's why he couldn't see the Creator. We are supposed to be nice people, but with limits. Let the partner do his job also, the Creator. So the whole story of why Abraham go through these challenges, why Isaac had this easy life, is within us. We have to search where we are practicing too much kindness that is boomeranging at us and put restriction, and where we are using judgment, gevurah, to feed it with chesed, with kindness and love. That's how we can unite the opposite within us. That's how we can have clarity. That's how we can start seeing the truth. I need to we let the world to control us. You know, something good happen, I'm feeling good. Something bad happen, I'm feeling bad. So what the Torah is teaching us is I have to find within myself, I have to control my own nature without interference from the outside. Doesn't matter what happened outside. I want to act like an angel. Not too much good, not too much bad, with balance, with harmony. The only way we can act like an angel or talk to the angels is bringing this balance, bringing this unification within ourselves. Are we clear? We understand, what's the game that we have to play? We always talk about love. Love and love and love and love. But the Torah is teaching us too much love, without restriction, without frame, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's so funny that why Abraham had to go through all these challenges. The Zohar says the Satan went to the Creator. He says, yeah, he's full of love, but he's too attached to it. He's nothing but love. There is no room for you. So the Creator gave him these judgments to teach him, to show him. As a father, as a teacher, as a leader, only love doesn't work. You have to be a balance between love and judgment. So he couldn't see God. He still couldn't see God. He could only see the angels. But after the Akedah, after the binding, Abraham could see the Creator. What was the secret of the Akedah? The story of the Akedah, the binding, is that Abraham take his son Isaac to the mountains. He bind him, and then all of a sudden this ram show up. His horns, you have to pay attention to the stories of the Torah. His horns was stuck in the tree, and the angels tell him, yes, sacrifice that animal with the horns stuck in the tree. It couldn't be a ram with no horns, or why the tree? Before we get there, I remember at the beginning of studying Kabbalah, we all learned to volunteer, to come out of comfort zone, to help out. And then we start volunteering in Kenisa and other places. And we give love and kindness. But eventually, we got disappointed too. We got hurted too. So it's an experience that we all did, that only doing things with love doesn't work. There have to be some kind of a frame. There have to be some kind of a limitation. I had a conversation with Mr. Matlub. They call it the last child syndrome. Usually the last child is always, the nice ones. Is always the loving one. They step on him, they push him around, and he always, nice and kind no matter what they do to him. So it's a wake-up call for that last child, that you have to stand up on your feet, you have to say your voice, you have to put a limit that they cannot mistreat you. And it's not about love, you have to have judgment also. So love is wonderful, but again in a frame, in a balance. One of the secrets of chala that we talked about last year, that we weave chala. Why we weave chala? Because we are weaving chesed and gevurah. We are weaving kindness and judgment. It's an art, it's a practice, it's an art that we have to learn. How to unite all these voices, all these feelings we have within us. So yeah, it comes in many different practices that we have to weave. We have to weave the left column to the right column. So Abraham, he had to go through this last test in order to see the Creator, in order to talk to the Creator. And what the Torah is teaching us, that he learned that through love he have to take his son to the mountains, like the God says, to give him an aliyah, to elevate the gevurah, and to elevate himself from chesed to balance. And then you have to sacrifice this animal, which is the animal within us. We learned in the past class that we have to sacrifice the animal, but this time around it has a horn and it's stuck to the tree. What is the horn of a ram? It's the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful things in the nature. One of the most beautiful things in the nature is the horns of the ram. But I've seen so many videos that one of the things that kills the ram is also the horn. It gets stuck into the trees and they starve to death. I've seen it so many times. So one of the lessons is what's the most beautiful about us can get us in trouble. If you think you're the best teacher, can get you in trouble. If you think you're the most beautiful looking person in the world, if you think you're the nicest, the kindest, the smartest, it's the horn gonna get us in trouble. Whatever you think you are so good at it, whatever you think you're so wonderful at it. Abraham was the best loving person in the world, he got in trouble. So we have to watch out. You know, even a very beautiful thing about us. If you are truly an angel, but if you're trying so hard and you get disappointed, there is no answer back. One of the lessons from Amir Jun, he always telling me, you want to help somebody, you help to the limit. You let that person come toward you too. If you help, if you're nice, if you're kind, 100% of the limitation, you're not doing a favor to that person. You're actually hurting him. So the horn gets us in trouble. Something you think of yourself too highly. Even if you're good. If you're a good leader, but you think, this is, and you are full of ego about it, that horn, that ego going to get you in trouble. So this time around, in order for Abraham to see the Creator, to have the balance, to have clarity, to have harmony in his life, he has to sacrifice the most beautiful thing within him. He says, enough to chesed, gevurah, I'm going to bring gevurah to my life. Gevurah means, chesed is like, I'm nice, I'm beautiful, I don't want a success in my life, I don't want to grow, I don't have no intuition, I don't have no goals, I don't have no plans, I'm nice, I'm kind all the time. That doesn't work. You have to have intuition, you have to have plans, you have to have goals, you have to make judgment calls. You have to let people know if you're hurt, you have to let people know, you have your voice. So when Abraham sacrificed this animal within him, that had this huge horn of kindness, then he realized he can speak to the Creator, he can see the Creator. And why the horns are stuck to the tree, to the branches? The Zohar says he's talking about the Torah. He's talking about the 10 Sefirot. These are all branches. Sometimes even we are acting upon the Torah. I'm a big teacher, I'm a big student, I know the Torah, I know the Zohar, I know the 10 Sefirot. That gets us in trouble too. So it's talking about the ego. Doesn't matter where this ego coming from. Even if it's coming from Etz HaChaim, even if it's coming from Tree of Life, it's not good. You don't too proud of yourself that you learn something and the Torah and the Zohar and the Etz HaChaim. That was this section about elevating himself from Chesed to Gevurah. Let's talk about one more subject and we're going to be done for tonight, is about Hagar. Why Abraham have to marry Hagar and have Ishmael and then send them away, and this time around Sarah could marry, could have a child with him. The Zohar says that Abraham was not ready for Sarah. He was not ready. So he had to go through Hagar and Ishmael first. Hagar and Ishmael stands for knowing the Torah, but just like literally, just knowing the stories and not studying it in a deeper level. Like we said, we talk about sacrifices. So one of the hints that we can elevate ourselves, we can reach the levels of talking to angels or talking to Creator and having this clarity, is to let go of only the face value of the Torah. Let go the only face value of spirituality. We have to get deeper into it. We have to understand it in much deeper level. Then we can have a child, then we can elevate ourselves to a higher level. That's the difference between Hagar and Sarah. So to summarize the class, we were talking about bringing balance and harmony to our life by uniting all these forces within us. We are sometimes good, sometimes are bad. Certain people we are good, certain people we are negative. Sometimes we are too loving, sometimes we are too controlling. Sometimes we're judging too much, sometimes we are too merciful. The whole art, the whole game of having harmony and peace that's going to bring us the clarity and the success and the health and the happiness we are looking for is through uniting all these forces within us. Bring the left and right together. The Zohar calls the right water and the left fire. So, and the middle column is air. So water and fire don't get anywhere. But when there is the air between, like, when we use a pot, when there is resistors in between the fire and water, then we can cook, then we can create something. Do we have time, or how far we are within the 1 hour?
5 more minutes, 1 hour.
Let's read a different section of the Zohar that talks about this water and fire if we have time. So we are in book number 3, page 491. Section 491. Page 491, section 491. Like I said, this section of the Zohar is full of names. Is actually after Abraham start talking and be aware of the Creator, the Zohar revealed to us all the names of the Creator, all the aspects of the Creator. Even the Creator is the same spiritual light that if you break it down has many aspects. We're going to read that section after we turn off the camera, but for now we are in page 491, section 491. Don't cross your hand, don't cross your legs. We're reading this section with this kavanah to unite this force within us, the love and judgment, the nice and the gevurah. So we're going to be unified and we're going to be like angels. We're going to be good to everybody. וכל ימיו לא היה שלים עד השתה דעת כליל מיה באשה ואשה במיה ובגין כך והאלוהים ניסה את אברהם ולא את יצחק דהזמין אברהם לעת כללה בדינה וכד אבי דה העל עשה במיה והשתלים דה עם דה ודה אבי דינה לעת כללה דה בדה ובכדין יצר הרע עתה לקטרגה על יד אברהם, דלה אשתלים כדקה יאות, עד יעביר דינה ביצחק, דיצר הרע אחר הדברים אייהו ועתה לקטרגה. So all his life he did not reach perfection until now. He's talking about Abraham. Until water mixed with fire, right mixed with left, and fire with water. Left with right. This is why Elohim tested Abraham and not Isaac, because the Holy One, blessed be He, invited Abraham to be included with judgment, according to the secret of the left. So when he performed the act of binding, Isaac, the fire entered the water. That is a judgment entered chesed. And they were perfected by each other, as was said before. This is what the act of judgment accomplished. It included one within the other. This is also the reason why evil inclination come and accuse Abraham of not being properly perfected, and he performed the act of judgment by binding Isaac. The place of the evil inclination is after these things, which alluded to Malchut according to the secret of the verse. Sin crouches at the door, and so he come to persecute. I'm wishing all of you guys to acting like angels, be angels for all humanity, for yourself, for family, for your city, for your country, for the world. I'm wishing you guys the harmony and the balance, and unite the forces within us. That's going to be our next level. Thank you very much.